Prison, a place where even the thought of freedom seems impossible, unless you're one of the bold few who dared to defy the odds. These are the masterminds, the risk-takers, and the desperate souls who found their way out of the unthinkable. Hold on to your seat as we count down the top 10 craziest prison escapes in history. Number 1 will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about what's possible. Number 10, the Texas 7. Kicking off our list at number 10, we have the Texas 7. On December 13, 2000, 7 prisoners at the Maximum Security Connolly Unit in Texas launched an audacious plan to break free. These men, each serving long sentences with no hope of parole, decided they had nothing left to lose. They overpowered prison guards, stole their uniforms, and armed themselves with weapons. Acting like civilians, they walked right out of the prison. It was a seamless heist, but their journey was far from over. For 11 days, the Texas 7 evaded authorities, committing a spree of robberies and even killing a police officer along the way. The escape triggered a massive national manhunt involving the FBI and local authorities. Their time on the run eventually ended, with 6 being recaptured, while the 7th took his own life. Though their escape was short-lived, it still stands as a shocking example of how calculated, bold, and deadly a prison break can be. Number 9, the Great Escape. Number 9 is the real-life Great Escape. No, we're not talking about the Hollywood film, but the daring escape from Stalag Luft III, a Nazi prisoner of war camp in Germany. In March of 1944, 76 Allied airmen pulled off one of the most famous escapes in history by digging 3 tunnels, codenamed Tom, Dick, and Harry, under the camp. The tunnels were reinforced with wooden boards, scavenged from beds, and even lined with electrical lighting. Number 8, the Alcatraz Escape. You can't talk prison escapes without mentioning Alcatraz. Number 8 belongs to the infamous Alcatraz escape of 1962, which is still shrouded in mystery. Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers, John and Clarence, were locked up on Alcatraz Island, the so-called escape-proof prison. But in a brilliant feat of ingenuity, they fashioned tools out of everyday items like spoons and kitchen utensils, slowly chiseling away the vents in their cells. Over time, they created an opening large enough to squeeze through. Once out of their cells, they climbed to the roof, descended to the ground, and launched a makeshift raft they'd crafted out of raincoats and rubber cement. They paddled off into the foggy waters of the San Francisco Bay and vanished. Though the FBI believed they drowned, rumors persist that they survived and disappeared into the shadows of history. The fact that their fate remains unknown adds an air of intrigue to one of the most legendary escapes ever. Number 7, Pascal Paillet's helicopter escape. Coming in at number 7 is Pascal Paillet, a French criminal who seems to have taken his cues straight out of an action movie. In 2001, Paillet was serving time for murder when his accomplices swooped in with a stolen helicopter and whisked him away from a maximum security prison in southern France. It was one of the most dramatic escapes the country had ever seen, and Paillet remained at large for several years. Number 6, the Maze prison break. At number 6, we head to Northern Ireland for the largest prison break in British history. Maze Prison, a maximum security facility, housed members of the Provisional IRA during the Troubles. On September 25, 1983, 38 prisoners launched a coordinated escape. In a meticulously planned operation, they seized control of the prison, overpowering guards and using smuggled weapons to hijack a food delivery truck. Their escape sparked chaos both inside and outside the prison walls, and for years, many of the escapees remained at large. This was no ordinary prison break. It became a powerful political statement during a time of intense conflict. For the IRA, this was a victory over their captors. For the British authorities, it was a massive embarrassment. The Maze escape left an indelible mark on the history of the Northern Irish conflict, and many of the escapees were celebrated as heroes by their supporters. Number 5, the Chilean tunnel escape. Coming in at number 5 is a tale of patience, perseverance, and some serious digging. In 1990, 49 prisoners, many of them leftist guerrilla fighters, escaped from a Santiago prison through a 500-foot tunnel that took 18 months to dig. This was no small feat. The tunnel was carefully excavated with rudimentary tools, and the dirt was discreetly disposed of by prisoners who worked in shifts, hiding their activities from guards. Number 4, escape from Pretoria. At number 4, we have a tale that almost sounds too clever to be true. Tim Jenkin and Stephen Lee, 2 anti-apartheid activists, were imprisoned in South Africa's notorious Pretoria prison in 1979. Their crime? printing leaflets that opposed the apartheid regime. But instead of rotting in their cells, the two men spent months creating homemade keys, crafted from wood and metal, designed to unlock every door between them and freedom. The escape required perfect precision. They had to unlock door after door, passing through heavily guarded corridors. Astonishingly, it worked. Jenkin and Lee escaped through the main gate and disappeared into the streets of Pretoria. Their incredible story became a symbol of resistance against apartheid, and their escape remains one of the most ingenious jailbreaks ever attempted. Number 3. The cow escape. At number 3, we have one of the strangest escapes on this list, and possibly one of the funniest. In 2015, an Argentinian inmate escaped prison by riding a cow through a broken section of the prison's fence. That's right, a cow. Apparently, the inmate was working in a prison farm when he spotted an opportunity. Instead of running, he hopped onto the cow's back and rode to freedom. Although this might sound like something out of a comedy sketch, it really happened, and the inmate managed to avoid capture for several weeks. Sometimes, the most bizarre methods are the ones that work. Number 2. The Libby prison escape. Number 2 takes us back to the American Civil War and one of the most remarkable escapes of the era. In 1864, Libby Prison in Richmond, Virginia, was a Confederate prison for captured Union officers. Conditions were brutal, with overcrowding and starvation being common. But a group of 109 prisoners decided they'd had enough and secretly began digging a tunnel beneath the prison. The men hid the dirt in their pockets and disposed of it in the prison yard to avoid detection. After weeks of hard labor, they completed the tunnel and crawled through it one by one to reach freedom. The daring escape was a morale-boosting victory for the Union, as 59 of the escapees successfully reached the safety of Union lines. This was more than just an escape. It was an act of defiance that struck a blow to the Confederacy. Number 1. The El Chapo escape. And finally, at number 1, we have what is arguably the craziest prison escape ever attempted. 2015 escape of notorious Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Known for his control of the Sinaloa cartel, El Chapo had already made headlines for a previous escape in 2001. But his 2015 escape from Altiplano prison took things to a whole new level. Underneath his shower stall, El Chapo's accomplices had dug a mile-long tunnel leading to freedom. This wasn't just any tunnel. This was a fully equipped underground passage, complete with lights, ventilation, and even a motorcycle on rails to speed up his journey. The planning and execution were so sophisticated that it stunned law enforcement agencies around the world. El Chapo's escape was a major embarrassment for the Mexican government and a testament to the power and reach of his criminal empire. And there you have it, the top 10 craziest prison escapes in history. Which one shocked you the most? Did we miss any other incredible escapes? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more mind-blowing history content. Who knows what crazy story we'll uncover next?